It's episode 3 of How to Be an Outsider. And in this episode, I'm talking to a myriad of humans, all who identify as having a disability of some sort. They are different ages, have different experiences and different disabilities. And we're meeting at one of their opportunities to recreate and do sport through the Special Olympics. And we will hear or see them share their experience and what it means to them to have a sense of belonging and be an outsider. I hope you'll really enjoy meeting these folks. I had a lot of fun recording this episode. All right, we're here for the next instalment of How to Be an Outsider, and I'm joined by a very special athlete. This is York Parkin, who is the number 1 in the world for downhill skiing in the Special Olympics.
Advanced category.
Wonderful. And we'll talk a little bit more about that and what that means to you. But I don't know if you really remember, but over the years, I've been into your classrooms to do like field trips and nature stuff. It's okay if you don't. I see a lot of kids, and normally we're like out in the forest and people are just having fun. But the concept of this whole time that we're spending together is that I'm pretty obsessed with the outdoors. And I'm pretty obsessed with the outdoors as a place that has been like a safe place for me and a place that I felt accepted. Because, like, gotta be honest, school, not the best for me. I was kind of annoying, and that's what people told me anyway. And also, you know, I had 2 older brothers and they were doing their own thing and I was the annoying little sister. And so I would just go like to the park, or I'd go to these trees, I'd go and read my book, and I felt like a sense of safety. And so this whole series was about people that I've met or encountered along this sort of journey of living in Revelstoke for the last 9 years, who seem to have a sense of community and belonging. And part of that is athletes that I've worked with through the adaptive ski program and then through the Special Olympics. And I got to be your fitness coach for like one time for a volunteer fun thing. And I'm just really interested in hearing about you and your thoughts. So firstly, can I ask, can you introduce yourself like a little bit more detailed and tell us like what your outdoor pursuits are that you're really passionate about?
Yeah, so I'm York. I live in Revelstoke. I've grown up here my entire life. For outdoor sports, I like to ski race. I like to dirt bike. For Revelstoke, usually people start when they are 3 to 4, but I didn't start skiing until I was 6. And then I had my first, and then I went into the ski program because, as people do in Revelstoke, if you're a skier, you like to go into the ski program and you find if you're a ski racer or if you're a free rider. So I first went into that, and I had a ski coach named Jade who went with me to Italy. And we found out together that I really enjoyed racing. So then I went down the racing path, and I did that for many years.
Got a need for speed?
Yeah.
Love that. I'm more of the freestyle, but like a very slow pace. But it's so wonderful to see like the level of athleticism. And I watched footage of you, and we might see some of that in the background of this. But so through the Special Olympics, can you explain to me a little bit about that program and how you came to be within that?
Yeah, so when I was in grade 5, my parents got my blood tested. I didn't know what for. I didn't know why. But then a little while ago, after a couple weeks, my parents came to me and saying, "Hey, York, you have Noonan syndrome. This is what it is. This is why you're different from other people." Even though I already knew I was different because I had like ADHD and all that stuff, you know. So like you already feel different because like it's hard for focus in school. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense because when I was born, I was 10 pounds. I was born with a hole in my heart. I gotta get my heart checked out every 4 years now. And so this made a lot more sense to me. And so when I first figured out this, my parents started to look into Special Olympics because they were like, can you take part in this? Because during skiing, I was always behind people. Like, no one noticed this, but when I started ski racing, I was always either last or second last. in all my races. And then I started taking part in Special Olympics, and I noticed that it's not because I'm worse than them, it's just because I'm in Special Olympics and everybody evolves at a different pace. Like now I can keep up with my group, but before I was so far behind and it just took me longer. But then when I realized in Special Olympics and I started racing Special Olympics and I started to win my races, I was like, oh, I am a lot better than I think I was.
You found your place, you found your community of skiers.
Yeah.
And so this whole concept around being an outsider, it sounds a little bit like maybe you experienced that in some spaces before the Special Olympics.
Yeah, so I had a great team, I had great coaches, but like I said, like I was always like, why am I so much slower in my times than people who are the exact same age of me? Or why am I like this? And it was because I didn't find Special Olympics until I did, and yeah.
And finding Special Olympics, I mean, and clearly like number one in the world, excelling and training very hard by all accounts, right? This is not just like, oh, cool, I just showed up. Like, you're training hard.
Yeah, like I train every single, usually 4 times a week. But this year was really difficult for me because I had concussion and I couldn't ski until Christmas. And then after Christmas is when I started to train. And then the week before I went away to Italy to race, I was in my bed sick. So I was like getting so far pushed back. And when I first went to Italy, I'm like, oh no, like I'm so far behind. I don't think I'm going to win, but I'm just going to do my best. And then I ended up pretty much winning the whole thing. And I was pretty stoked with myself.
Pretty much winning, definitely winning the whole thing. But it sounds like there's a level of resilience there. I too have experienced a concussion. It's a pretty horrible thing because
it's my second concussion. So.
That's a professional skiing. It's kind of a hazard of being a professional skier or an athlete skier, right?
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't skiing though. It was flipping an ATV.
Okay, that's another story. My gosh, you really like a lot of pursuits. Less flipping of ATVs in the future.
I haven't flipped one since. Don't worry. It's my first time flipping one, but I was okay.
Excellent. So pleased to hear it. Okay, so you turn up to Italy. You've been sick. You're not sure if it's gonna be the time of your life, ready to perform at your highest. How did you overcome those barriers and succeed?
How did I overcome? So for me, because I've been racing for many years, I know what I need to do to get ready for a race. So luckily at the very beginning, we had a divisioning run to see like, oh, are you beginner, intermediate, or advanced? And in those categories, you have like intermediate 1, intermediate 2, intermediate 3. So I was the tippy top of the advanced category. And so I first showed up and I was like my divisioning run. And once everybody went down the divisioning run, we got all the times. And my time was the fastest for a divisioning run each time. And I'm like, okay, I have a chance. Because like, I am only 17, but I am racing people who are 31. So I'm racing people because, like, actually, like, I'm not in my prime yet because people usually, like, are the best when they're, like, 20 to 30, you know? And these people are 20 to 30. So I am very, very young. I'm not pretty much in my best as I can be. So I was, like, scared about, like, oh, no, like, how? And, yeah. And then I was, like, pretty scared. But luckily, I overcame.
That's incredible. And I love that you recognise that you've still got so much room to grow and develop as an athlete. That's really fantastic. And so there was a sense of outsidership. You found your space. You found a sport that you love to participate in. And also like golf, looking pretty golf. We're at the golf. There's lots of opportunities through Special Olympics to try different sports and participate and be a part of that community. But can you describe a little bit for me how you've got a sense of belonging in this space?
How I got a sense of belonging is that, so what I think about it is, so when I'm skiing, if I'm skiing, like when I was at the Special Olympics, I'm not at Special Olympics. I am with other people who are racing. So it's like, when I think about it is like, when you put on all your ski gear, no one can tell who you are. So if you compare like me to some other racers, you wouldn't know who's who because we're all in ski gear. So I think about it that when you are in all this ski gear, you are just the same as everybody else. No one is different. You are all on the same. You are just racing against each other because of your times. Doesn't matter if you have Noonan syndrome or Down syndrome, you are all the same because you have all made it here.
I love that reflection, because I think in society generally we have this sense of otherness, of you're different from me, or this is how I identify, and that means that we can't connect or we can't participate and communicate together. And I really love that concept of, like this uniform of sport, this uniform of recreation, bringing people into a space where you are just participating, where you are a part of something that's incredible.
Yeah, because like when I'm at my home ski team, when I'm training here in Revelstoke, like my ski team knows I'm in Special Olympics, but a lot of them do not care because they know I am performing well and I'm winning. And even if I wasn't winning, they would still be proud of me of where I'm coming. Like when I first won so when I was back in the Canada Games, just racing for Team BC like 1 year ago, I had so many people from my ski team cheering me on, being like, "Yo, we can't believe you're done. You like made it here. I can't believe like this." And when I went to Italy, almost my entire ski team was like, "We should all buy a bus and go to Italy and be your personal trainers." And I'm like,
Sure.
and I'm just like, it's just so much fun because yes, we are competing at different levels. Like they're competing in generic and I'm competing in Special Olympics, but we are still all one team.
And you both love skiing. Everyone in that space loves skiing. I really love your attitude. I think clearly the dedication that you've put into your sports and your desire to succeed is incredibly powerful, because I think growing up nowadays, right, there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress in the world, I feel like. And so in the fact that you found a place where not only do you connect and feel safe and feel seen, you're excelling, do you have any advice for anyone who maybe might feel like an outsider wherever they're at in their life, however old they are, and how have you, advice for them to find their sense of belonging?
Yeah, so like when I'm in Special Olympics, I feel like I belong here because not that everything's easier for me to come, but I feel that I have more of a chance. And the thing about Canada and Special Olympics is that if you believe you belong here. So like if you have troubles, you can join Special Olympics. Another thing I love about Special Olympics Canada, and mostly Canada Special Olympics, is that they pay for everything. So when I went to Italy, they paid for my plane ticket, they paid for my food, they paid for my my ski gear to get transported there. Like one of my bags were overweight, and they personally paid for that. We had to stay night in a hotel because we live so far away, and I got in at 1 a.m. after a race, like after the Canada Games, and instead of driving back, we had to stay at night, and so that they paid for that hotel room for us to stay at night, and so that they support you, and no matter where your life is or where your family is, they will cover everything you need.
What an incredible organisation and community to be a part of, and I'm really grateful that you've dedicated some of your golf practice time to chat with me. And it's been an absolute pleasure. I've seen you perform in your sports world, but it's really nice to see you as like a really humble but smart and dedicated man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
So my next guest is the wonderful Sean, and I haven't met you before in person, but I was at the Special Olympics AGM recently, and I saw you. I must say, I believe the highest number of awards were won for your energy, participation, attitude. And so I was going to ask you, do you like being a part of the Special Olympics?
Yeah. Besides here, I used to do the Airdrie one. Let's see. Then here I got into curling over the winter.
You really enjoyed curling?
Yeah. I did and then I've done baseball. What else have I done?
Golf. We're here golfing today.
Golfing. Bowling just finished.
Okay.
And I think we'll have, as I say, maybe baseball stuff starting in probably the next month or so, I think. I don't know. I haven't said. What else have I done? I haven't done it here, but I used to do floor hockey. In Airdrie. So if that ever starts up here, I've done that for a few years as well, off and on.
It sounds like you like to try lots of different things. Do you find the Special Olympics space a safe and friendly place to try new things?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think when we had our meeting, we were discussing newer things. They had, as I say, when they're going to start, I don't remember the dates or anything. But anyway.
But there's lots going on in your life. Do you like the people that you get to connect with at Special Olympics?
Oh yeah. There's even a few of them that we see during the day. Like one of the guys I work with. So, I oh darn it! I lost my train of thought.
It's quite a lot with the fluffy thing in your face and to stay thinking about things.
Yeah. What else?
So you make friends, you get to try new sports, you get to, if you work really hard, win awards. And by all accounts, it seems like a sort of coach favourite because of your attitude and things. Do you have anything that you would like to share for someone maybe who didn't feel like they had found a cool and safe place to be? Like, would you recommend they try Special Olympics?
Yes, if they haven't tried it. As I say, I've done it for a few years out in different places. So if they haven't done it around here or otherwise, then you might want to try and see if you like it anyway.
I really appreciate that you've been playing golf for an hour and you've got to get on with your day. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining me and for sharing a few thoughts about the Special Olympics.
Sure. Yeah.
So Holly Wolf-Patrick, yes. That's a great name. It seems very pro-golfer, if I'm honest. And anything else that you want to share about yourself?
I like books. I don't think there's anything to do with this, but I love books. And actually, I'm very... Wait, 1 second. I forgot what the name is. Artistic. That's it. I was going to say autistic, which I am, but still. I'm very artistic and creative. I do a lot of art. And then also with the Special Olympics, I do swimming, I do curling, golf. I think that's it, actually. But yeah, I like to do a lot of sports. And I just came out of autism burnout. Where I did too much, basically. I don't really know how to explain it. So my mum says, my mum has someone who, am I talking too much? Fair enough. My mum has someone who she talks to, about my PDA, and she, the person she talks to said that I am the only person she knows who's gone out of autism burnout and gone back to doing the same things I used to be doing.
That's a great achievement. Yeah. I think we talk a lot about burnout, actually. A lot of my friends and I have been talking about that. We do a lot of jobs, for example, where we sort of put our heart and soul into things, and I'm getting from you, I don't know you at all. I hope I'm getting to know you. firstly, you are artistic, and you have a wicked sense of humour. Firstly, you are natural here, which makes my job very easy. Thank you.
You should meet my mother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where you get it from?
Yeah. My dad doesn't have much of a sense of humor, although he likes to scare me a lot, which I don't like.
I only like the Monsters Inc. scare vibes, where scare becomes laugh. That's my safe place.
We have this thing. Sorry to cut you off. We have this thing where we have a rubber spider, and me and my dad kind of plant it on each other. And we're both not scared of spiders. We just do it. I don't know how it got started, but now we sometimes keep it in the freezer for no reason. It's just become an entire thing. I don't know. He works away a lot. He works up Fort McMurray doing high rope access. And so I don't see him a lot. But when he comes, I have a spider waiting for him.
That's amazing. It sounds like that's like a ceremony almost. That's like a relationship thing where that's sort of your in-joke or whatever. I love that.
I don't even know how it started. It makes no sense, actually. I can't scare my dad. He can only scare me. It just can't scare him. It's not how it works.
Okay, I love that for you. My dad also used to work away a lot, and when he was back, like, actually my thing with my dad was like he taught me to swim, and we would go on bike rides, and like he was my person for like that sense of community, and he's also pretty hilarious. Some average dad jokes at times, but he
dad only knows one or two, and they're bad. I can't remember them, honestly.
Well, obviously the funny bone runs strongly within your family, and I love that for you.
I think it's mostly on my mum's side, and well, my mum, because me and my sister have sense of humor. My dad, we call him sense of humor failure, because everything we do he doesn't find funny, but anything he does he finds funny. So yeah, but my grandma on my mum's side, she has a big sense of humor as well. A very big sense of humor, actually. It's not as much as jokes, it's more as just laughs. It's funny.
I love that. So it sounds like you have quite an amazing family community, and a diverse set of interests. Also bookworm, big bookworm. Books were basically my first safe space, right? They were a place where I could...
I have in my room, when I had this weird built-in thing into my room before I got here, because I was born in Fort McMurray, and I moved here when I was 2. So my room has this weird built-in cabinet type thing where it's like it just goes out of the wall and then it goes back in, and I think it used to be like a dresser of some sort, but I don't wear clothes that need to be hanged up. Like, I hate wearing dresses. So I took that out, and me and my dad made it to make a book nook. And I have these butterfly fairy lights up, and this cool like stick-on poster of like a window with a cat on it. I have 2 cats at home. Yeah, I love animals. I volunteer at the animal shelter. Getting off course.
It's amazing. And I think this is the point. This whole series is about storytelling, and like your story, how it's individual to you, the things you're passionate about. So I'm loving it.
I love talking, but I'm very shy. I'm a very introverted person, and this sounds bad, but I hate people. Well, I like people, but I don't like hanging out with them all the time. But I have a lot of appointments and stuff, so I have to. So it's my masking with my autism. I have to pretend to be a social person, but I am and I am not at the same time.
I hear that, because there's this, you're out there in the world, and people in your personal space, people shoving weird furry microphones at you that you've never met, demanding that you tell me all your stories and secrets. And then I will disappear for days, 3 days into a book or into a quiet space, and it's like I need like that recharge of the battery. And it sounds like you have a lot of tools, skills, abilities at overcoming, at being resilient. And I wonder, within these outdoor spaces, your outdoor sports that you talked about, how have you experienced, like, has that improved your ability to be resilient and strong? And
yes, definitely, because when I was in autism burnout, I was basically stuck in my room, couldn't do anything, would just stay in my room. I wouldn't hang out with people, wouldn't go out of my room, basically nothing. I even dropped out of school because I didn't want to see any people. And that's kind of like been bad because you need to be social, even though I don't want to be. Despite me wanting to be unsocial, I have to. So I have tools to make myself be able to. Like, I tell my mum when my social battery is low, and because of my PDA, pathological demand avoidance, most of the time actually, everything, questions and stuff is a demand. So, like say I wanted to go to like, I don't know, like, the roller coaster up at the resort, because I live next to there, and my mum would go into the car, and I'd be like, because I would want to, but my PDA, my brain would go no, so I wouldn't be able to move. So my technique to start myself moving is to fall forward, so I have to start moving. And it sounds drastic, but it helps. And my mom is very confused with that, but she helps everything. Like when I got diagnosed, she's gone full, I know everything now. Like, she researches and she helps me and my sister, because we both have special needs, help go through life with our special needs to help us. And she even stopped working just to help us be homeschooled and more comfortable. She's a really good mom.
That's a lovely thing. That's a lovely thing to have, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And to have someone that supports you through your difficult times. Thank you for sharing that. That's really powerful. My next guest is the amazing Chris Dillon. You are the golf coach for the Special Olympics here, but you're a pro golfer, right?
Yeah, so I'm the assistant golf professional at the Revelstoke golf course. So I work a lot with the tournaments and teach a lot of lessons, junior camps, and then Special Olympics type stuff. So
I know, because I live close here, and lots of friends of mine play golf and really love it. Ooh, party time! That's been a little sizzle for this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
A danger zone. But like golf seems like a place of great community to me, right? And a sense of belonging, and that's kind of what this whole series is about.
Definitely, yeah. No, so it's one little community down here, basically. Especially here, so we've got a lot of new golfers I've noticed, and people getting involved, which is awesome. Golf kind of has like this weird little stigma around it sometimes, where it's like, might not seem like the most inclusive type of thing, but around Revelstoke it seems like the total opposite, so which is awesome.
I love that, and it does feel like a really sort of safe space.
Totally.
So this whole concept of this podcast was about people who felt like an outsider, which it turns out is like every person I've ever met at some point in their life.
Sure.
And then finding a sense of belonging in the outdoors. And I wonder, did you ever feel like an outsider, or did golf feel like a safe space for you?
Yeah, I would say more the second thing. I've been playing golf since I was probably 4 or 5 years old, so I've been around the golf course my whole life. So, and ever since I started, everyone's been super welcoming. So to your point, it's awesome. Everyone can get involved.
And when you're coaching people with different abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people with different, let's say, outcome or goals,
Totally. Yep.
Working with the Special Olympics, have you enjoyed connecting with that community of athletes?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. So for myself, I was born with cataracts in my eyes, and they don't work together. So I have a little bit of a visual impairment myself, so I can see the ball go about 50, 75 yards. So working with limited athletes for sure is like pretty close to home. And I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been awesome. From the first time that they started to now, I've seen a huge improvement, and it seems like they're having fun. So it's been great.
That's glorious. When I first came to Revelstoke, I was volunteering with the adaptive ski program, and just seeing, improvement, comfortability in new spaces, overcoming maybe some discomfort with new sensations of horrible boots or weird shirts.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to have. And I just wonder if, for the final point, because I know you're actually coaching and we've snuck you away, is how do you feel like the outdoors, sports, recreation, or, finding something that you like, that you're passionate about, how do you think that helps people to access community and feel safe?
In a big way, I think. So, like I said, I've been down here since I was 4. Basically is where I spent all my time, and everyone has made sure that, if I come down on my own, someone's going to ask me, hey, do you want to come play golf? Or even if it's on the driving range, everyone's going to help each other out and make sure everyone's having a good time.
That's a beautiful sentiment. I've seen today the level of energy and connection that's happened. I love the Revelstoke Golf Club. They've been incredibly generous and supportive of everyone I know that's wanted to be a part of this. So thank you for joining me and chatting with me briefly.
Absolutely. Happy to. This has been awesome.
Thanks so much.